Hello everyone, welcome to SDCS World and I hope you're having a great day. This video is all about Indian prodigy Praggnanandhaa Rameshbabu, who wins his second Grandmaster Nom in Greece by winning Fischer's Memorial Grandmaster Nom tournament by 7 out of 9 points, where he win 5 games and draw 4. This is the first video of Praggnanandhaa Rameshbabu on this channel, so I would like to tell you that Praggnanandhaa Rameshbabu is the youngest international master who wins this title at the age of 10 years and 10 months. He wins his first Grandmaster Nom in November 2017 and he wins his second Grandmaster Nom. Today we will going to see his game against Adam C. Taylor on round first. Unfortunately, I don't have photograph of Adam. So before going to it, don't forget to subscribe the channel and show your support. Now you have done that, let's go for the game. Praggnanandhaa is white here and Adam is black here. Praggnanandhaa start with e4 and Adam replies with d5. Knight to f3, knight to c6 and bishop to b5. Rule up is opening. And here several moves are possible, like most common move, that is a6 attacking on the bishop, that is called as the Morpheus defense. Also here knight can go for e7 where we are protecting this knight, called as the Qh0 defense. Also bishop to b5 called as the classic defense or wild move, that is knight to d4 attacking on this bishop. Also this knight can take this knight, so if knight takes the knight on d4 then pawn can take on d4 and this is going to be a condition for black. And there is also common move, that is knight to f3, that is called as the Berlin defense, and that is what played by the Adam, attacking on this pawn since this bishop is attacking on this knight. So d3 protecting that pawn, bishop to c5 and bishop takes on c6, d takes on c6 and queen to it, activating a queen where it can control this e file and also this second rank. Since this knight is attacking on this e5 pawn, here knight to d7 by Adam, but taking knight back, I don't think this is a good move. Instead of this, he can also go for queen to e7 move, where it can protect this pawn. Also it can control the lots of square on the center, but that's fine. Knight to d7, knight b to d2 and here black castles. Knight to c4, making room for this bishop since Praggnanandhaa want to castle his king on queen side, since there is double attack on e5 pawn and there is only defender. That's why rook to e8 protecting the pawn, adding one defender for it. Bishop to d2, making room for castling, and f6 finally protecting this pawn with the pawn so that this knight and rook can move. As you can see, this knight jump from knight to f6 to knight to d7 and knight to d7 to knight to f8, and two moves are created for this knight. Instead of that, black can develop more, but okay. King to b1 protecting this a2 pawn and bishop to a6, now taking over this diagonal where this bishop can always dominate the white king. Rook h to g1, now Praggnanandhaa is going for g file where it can dominate on black king. Queen to d7, activating the queen, also making room for this rook to d8. Knight to e3, taking knight back on e3 square so that it can jump on this f3 square and going for some central square. a5, here Adam start attacking on the white. Knight to h4, here white is also start attacking. Queen to f7, now going for this a2 pawn, a3 and b5, finally going for this b4 move, and g4, white is also starting attack. b4, and here Praggnanandhaa pushes a4 since this pawn can't be taken by the en passant because it moves 2 steps. So b3, now here Praggnanandhaa can't take this pawn by c takes on b3, because if it takes then bishop will definitely dominate this square by covering these diagonals. So Praggnanandhaa stopped this attack by c4. Now this influence of this bishop is removed. Bishop to d4, still keeping eye on this a2 pawn. Here black has a very good position, but here white start his attack, that is g5. Now here Adam goes for f takes on g5, and he is allowing this rook to take on this g5 and also allowing this rook for doubling on the g file where black king is staying. Instead of this, if you go for knight to g6, then if pawn takes on f6, then queen can take on f6. Still, if knight takes on g6, then h takes on g6, and knight to g4 attacking on this queen. Still bishop can takes on g4 and queen can takes on g4. There is double attack on this g6 pawn, but rook to g6 will stop the attack and black is okay here. Instead of this, Adam goes for f takes on g5, and here rook takes on g5, and white is ready to make the move rook d to g1, c5. Now making this bishop solid over here, but this move also restricting this movement of the bishop where it can't go for the defense. Rook d to g1 as per plan, g6. Now why g6? There are two rooks which are attacking on this g7 pawn, and there are two defenders, but white will don't hesitate to exchange his two rook where he getting this open file for this attack by the queen. And move knight to g6 is not good here because knight takes on g6 and pawn takes on g6, rook takes on g6, and white is very better here because after queen come to h5, this attack is really strong. So g6, and here Praggnanandhaa goes for queen to h5. Since this pawn pinned by this rook, it can't take the queen, and king to h8 by Adam, and this is the first mistake done by him because after this Praggnanandhaa takes the pawn on g6 by the rook, and as you can see this two rook battery is really strong on this g file. So knight takes on g6, knight takes on g6 with check, and now black king has been trapped. If we move the king, then knight takes on e5, and this is discover attack from this rook. Also this knight is taking this queen, so queen have to take on g6 and rook takes on g6. This pawn is pinned now, so Adam tries for bishop to f7, now attacking on this rook and queen at the same time. He will definitely get his piece back. So queen to h4, and this is the trap, and Adam falls for it. He takes the rook on g6 by the bishop, and after this queen to f6 check, and king has only one square because queen is taking this all squares. King have to move to g8, and after this knight to g4, Adam resigns the game because stopping this knight on h6 is impossible, and this is going to be a checkmate. I hope you like this game. If yes, then go ahead, hit the like button and share this video with your chess buddies. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for future updates. And you can watch my previous videos here. Also stay in touch with me on Facebook, Twitter and Google+. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next one.